Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy Sunday. How are you doing today? How has been this week for you, for your trading overall? Welcome. Before we dive into looking at the market and getting ready for the new week, just share how are you and yeah. I see some of you are from Germany here, different spots. It's exciting. I brought donuts and coffee. Welcome back. Thank you all. From UK, welcome. All right. How was this week for you, for your trading, everyone? We had lots of events, lots of activities and things happening. How did you handle that? How has been your trading going for the past time, for the past week, for the past month, for the past months of September? Slow week for some of you, I see. And I saw before Sonia shared the switch from scalping to day trading last week, and I look forward to discuss price movement for NQ. We'll try for NQ. NQ is not my main ticker, so I don't really follow a lot of moves for NQ, but we can definitely look into that and look at the levels. But the rest is on you to do your homework. But that's why let's just dive deeper into that one. Let's look at our charts. Let's look at the market and where we are at right now. I'm just going to do the screen sharing and let me know if you can see my screen until I set it all up. All right. Can you hear me well, see me well? If yes, amazing. Sometimes I'm going to look at the side because I have two screens over here. So I am here with you. I am just checking the chat. And if you have any questions, amazing. So let's look where we are at. Let's start with the ES. S&P 500 futures. Where do we currently stand? ES is one of the main tickers that I personally trade when it comes to futures. I've seen in the chat the question asking about how it's been for me. I've been a little bit more slow with futures. So since I was away for over a month, I got back to trading futures last week, Monday. So it's been the second week for me trading futures. And I feel like I've been just finding it a little bit boring for me trading ES, and I started thinking like maybe I should look at something else when it comes to futures specifically. As some of you may know, I've been trading stocks as well for quite some time, and probably longer than futures. And and I've been just finding it more fun and interesting and exciting. And we're gonna look at stocks as well today. But for futures, it's been a little bit more slow there for me this month, just because I was away and I was not I was looking, but I was not placing any trades when it comes to ES, for example. And one of the reasons is different VPN connections and so on. I was traveling in Russia, so it was just a little bit more challenging to deal with it. And I didn't want to deal with it. I just wanted to take some time off. And I was trading stocks because it is more straightforward for me. Okay, let's look at what we've had this week. We had interest rate cuts coming in on Wednesday. That's how it was on Wednesday, and that was a market reaction on Wednesday. We first started climbing up, then we dumped, then we went up, then we dumped. So it was a little bit of roller coaster, exactly starting 11 a.m. Pacific to which was 2 p.m. Eastern time, and we reached some lows at 6,611 in the first hour from like 2:45 Eastern, 11:45 Pacific, and then we slowly started climbing up. So the first reaction was we are going down. We spiked and we dumped, as I just said, and yeah, the market doesn't care what kind of news we get, what we get, and we just keep on climbing up and up and up. Of course, while it's been like this, there's always two sides of the coin. Some people are excited, we cut the interest rate, let's just move higher. But if you look deeper into the consequences of that decision, there are some stuff that don't look that bullish. That's why some people are ready to short, and that's been the overall energy around the market. Like, how long are we gonna keep on climbing higher? How long it's gonna take? Because we did close, we touched before close in the last 15 minutes, we touched a new all-time high again, of course. And how long it's gonna last, we never know. That's why we keep on riding the train up as long as it takes and being ready to switch the sides if anything. So, but yeah, going back to Wednesday, that's how the range was, which almost like 100 points, a little bit less than 100, but that was the range on Wednesday, and a little bit of a slower day on Friday. I was trading live on Friday. We caught that short move on Friday. This red one. This short move, we caught it on Friday, got out for 10 points, I believe, around that. And it was slow day. So got out and did not have any more trades, got my 10 points. And yeah, I was just done for the day. It was a little bit of a slower day personally for me, but bounced off this level 6,690. It looks like it's been the major level on the S. We put this major level on the S during the week, during some of the live meditations that I was hosting the whole week. So we added that level, and it looks like it's been a good level for ES, just something to watch out as well. 6,690, so 6,690, just going into the new week. But if we look at daily chart, we just keep on climbing. As I said, we keep on climbing higher and higher and higher. Currently, we closed at 6,722. The highest we went is 6,731.50. Can we go to 750? Yes, we can. Can we go to 800? Yes, we can. But again, being ready to trade on both sides if it is needed. So if we look at the overall trend, we are going slowly higher and higher. I would say that potentially opening into tomorrow, we'll see how we're going to open. If we're going to push tomorrow when we open, or later today for futures when we open, if we open and we push above 6,731.50, if we actually retest it and break it, here we go in the direction toward 750 easily. So what we need is to retest that high. We need to retest that high and break it and confirm that we are breaking it before we continue pushing higher, before we continue building new highs. So something to keep in mind. Watch out that going into the new week. And for downtrend, let's look at going back to daily chart. So as I said, 6,690 has been one of the major support and resistance key level. and watch out for it. Let's watch out tomorrow, or again once we open, how we are going to behave around that level. Then we have 6,670, always on yes. That 70 part, it's always been a level or area when we are getting some movements. Maybe we're getting the reversal around that area, maybe we're getting rejections around that area, and so on. So if it's 6,570, 6,470, 370, and so on, so that 70s area, there's always some extra movement and action happening. So watch out for that. So we do need to retest potentially. And again, if we break first, that's the chains that we're gonna follow. So the first, watch out for 6,700. Again, that's a major psychological level that we need to pay attention to. So 6,700, after that 6,690. So if we break and confirm 6,690, then we go to 6,670 after that. And after 6,670, we are moving towards testing 6,600. That's our low spike. That's where we dumped on the news, on the rate cuts. So I would say going into the new week, watch out for potential retest if we're looking for the downside at 6,610. And after that, your level, yeah, that it is the big one, 6,610. Watch out for 610, 610. After that, it's going to be like psychological levels, 6,550 and 6,500, right? There's a lot of room, a lot of room to go down for the up. We never know how long we're going to keep on climbing. But again, this one, for example, here you go. Right. So watch out for this area. If anything, again, the plan is, I'm gonna put it for you here around that spike, right? So if we can break 6,690, then next one is 6,670, right? And then we are going into the direction of 6,600. That's the plan. You got the plan for the uptrend. When you look at QQE, because I use QQE, it's another way of looking at the relative strength index. I personally don't like that we are slowly approaching the overbought area. And if you look at the past, so every time we try to approach, here we go, we try to approach the overbought area, what happened? We had a little bit of a sell-off, right? Let's look, it's been quite some time when we, in the past, here we touched it, but what's happening with the chart? Something is off with it. I don't know what is what's going on here. Maybe because of the contract roll. I will need to check out what's happening. Why it is like this. Yeah, so every time in general when we would approach that area, when just look for a test, potential test to go higher, there is room to go a little bit higher. So the plan is we may push to 6,750 or 800 even going into new week. But watch out that the potential reversal is coming if we enter that overbought area going into the new week. So yeah, keep that in mind. If we look at the daily chart, we are slowly approaching the point that, like, okay, we are getting close to that reversal. We are getting close to potentially a little bit of a sell-off, right? Because we've been going up and up and up for quite some time. So that's for ES. Again, watch out. We've been in this area, in the bullish area, for such a long time. But like, let's say from this down, the other way around. So that's an overbought area. That's an oversold. So the moment we enter the oversold area, right? It was back in April, that was our low. That was our low. And then we tried to bounce off here. We bounced off, right? Here we go. Got in again. But you could see overall, the moment we got out of that oversold area, we've been climbing higher and higher and higher and higher. Like, that's it. The lowest we've been this year was in the month of April. 4,930. So again, that's potentially what is about to happen, but from another side of entering this area. So again, watch out closely, because we are slowly again approaching that area of being overbought, and going to the downside, it's not that far, right? So that's something to keep in mind. So that's for ES. And yeah, so for market open, once we open, you got your levels for both directions. Again, getting ready to switch the side if it's needed, not being hesitant and not resisting. If we go up, we go up. Just follow the trend. Sometimes things don't make any sense. Yes, they don't. And yeah, you just need to look at the market and surf with what's given, the wave that is given to you. No matter how big or small and what direction it is going, you just got to serve it. But again, once we open, you also can see we slowly kind of approach that overbought area on 15 minutes. I do trade on 15 minutes. ADR is also around that area. So I am expecting, once we open, potentially to sell off to this area to 6,690. But again, who knows, maybe we're going to spike, break the high. So if we break Friday's high, that's your level to retest. Again, we have the room to go higher, but watch out. Some reversal is coming. The reversal is coming. The red day is coming on ES. We just need to take it day by day, one day up, one day down. But that's an overall energy, and around S&P, around ES. I'm gonna check in the chat because I haven't looked at it, because I have it on my other screen. Okay, nervous system reset to prevent blown accounts, looking to get back into the driver's seat next week. Exciting, let's get ready. It was really good, better than the last month, only trading on a demo account. That's good. Taking it one by one, that's great. Practicing on demo, getting that confidence before we move into trading life, right? And trading being boring is a sign of the mastery, they say so. Maybe, I don't know. Don't know. There's always a room for improvement when it comes to this. Gold is great. Can trade all hours also, but yeah, options is interesting. I'm learning to help with my investing. Yeah, I feel like understanding the options flow, that's also a great way to spice it up a little bit and add more interesting things. All right. So that's for ES. Anybody trades ES in the chat? I know I see some familiar names. Some of you guys, I know that you do trade ES, but that's an overall plan going into the new week. We had some of you I've seen in the chat. Again, I'm not actively trading NQ, but the idea is the same. If you look at QQ on 15 minutes, we are potentially, we have the downtrend coming. We are right at the ADR. Watch out on NQ, also 24,888. That's your Friday high. That's your all-time high. That's something for you to test and retest. Maybe it's going to retest, and if it retests and breaks, again, there is a trend to go higher. For NQ, since it's technology, we will have to look at technology stocks overall across the board. How are we doing with technologies? Technologies, some of them are pushing all-time high, but some of them are getting kind of a sideways trading going into the new week. So it's worth checking that too. But again, NQ, similar idea to, yes, similar energy. That's it. NQ already in that overbought area. NQ is already here. So also looking in the past, when we approach that overbought area, we did have some sort of a little bit of a cool off before we also started pushing higher. So watch out that on NQ. I don't like the fact that we are entering that overbought area. For me, it is always a signal that watch out, we are about potentially to sell. We are potentially to go down. So watch that. And again, across the board, we do have some tech companies and stocks that are not looking that bullish, and we need to watch out if you do trade NQ. So my overall look at NQ, again, I don't trade it often and actively. I was about to say, when was the last time I traded it? I don't know. I look at it when I trade ES to understand how is the tech sector performing, like where are we at with that. So, but overall, just looking at the charts and indicators, doing the analysis and understanding the market overall, I don't like that we are in this overbought. I don't. For me, it is a signal that watch out. We are about to go potentially down. We are about to sell off. Maybe to cool off, maybe not to sell off and take an elevator down, but maybe to cool off to this area, to 24,400. Or again, the spike from interest rate decision, it went down to 24,243. That's potentially something to retest for the downtrend on NQ. 24,241. We'll watch out for that level. And 24,500, that's psychological level. See and watch out for reaction at 24,500. Psychology, human psychology, we'll have those numbers 100, 200, 3, 4, 5. So something to look at as well. And if we do break 24,500, there is a room to retest that down spike that we went on the interest rate cut on Wednesday, 240. After that, after 240, there is room to go down around this area, 23,850, so 24,000 overall. That would be, let me put it here. No, that's a wrong line. Here we go. That would be your, around here. 23,800. Right. So that's for NQ. If you look at 4 hours time frame, 4 hours is already overbought like crazy. 1 hour, it is approaching overbought as well. So yeah, for me, that does not look bullish. Of course, market sometimes doesn't care how it looks for you, but it does not look bullish for me personally. It looks like we may sell once we open, or going into Monday. We are looking at Monday, right? For me, it looks like a downtrend. For me, it looks like a potential downtrend coming and just cooling off a little bit. Ending the summer. It's actually the last day of the summer. That's it. Summer is over. That's it. Stepping officially into fall going tomorrow. You got to cool off a little bit after the summer. And for some companies, it's a Q4, entering Q4 season, right? Depending on their months. So in their quarter structure, here we go on NQ. Let's look at your messages in the chat. How are you? Didn't see you in a while. I was out. I was taking some time off on my vacations, enjoying some travels, enjoying some family time. I think I shared and had a post as well that I will be out for the month of August until mid-September. I had my birthday this week as well on Wednesday, on the same day as interest rate cuts. So that's why we had this week filled with lots of activities, with lots of things for the community. And yeah, I have a lot of things going on. So that's why I need to get back to posting and content and sharing, trying to find the time organizing it all. Okay. I'm glad to hear, Zonia, that it was very helpful because, again, I know you don't trade ES and Q is your main one. All right, so let's look across the board at stocks. I want to look at the stock heat map. Let's look just daily. That was Friday. Apple, we're going to look at Apple, how Apple was up 3%. On Friday, we had Palantir being up 3%. We had Tesla being up 2.2%. We're going to look at them separately just to look overall. But for performance overall, weekly, Apple is up 7%. Nvidia is a little bit down. Tech sector is up. Tesla insanely up 14.8%. We also have Coinbase. I just don't see it here on a heat map, but Coinbase as well had a huge move during this week. And yeah, you can see Palantir Technologies 10%. What else is here? Was crazy moves. But of course, the major one is Tesla over here for down. But that's your overall tech sectors. So that's how we've been pushing with Tesla, also pushing with Google, also pushing with Microsoft as well, kind of getting ready to take off too. But yeah, let's look across the board. Where are we at? Across the board. Oh, and you can also see in the news on the right side. Oh, you don't see because it's me. If I put it up a little bit, oh yeah, you can see a little bit next to my video about H-1B visa. It's interesting that it is under Apple News. I feel like all tech companies are going to get affected. But yeah, you can see it says major tech firms like Apple. That's why they put it to Apple. I think if I'm going to go to Microsoft, I'm going to get the same news. If I'm going to go to Amazon, I'm going to get the same news. To Meta, Google, all tech companies, it's going to be the same news. But basically, if you don't know, H-1B visa, it's for people like Genius visa. It's majority of people they do work in tech. So the tech sector is getting affected a lot. It's starting from today. If you want to apply, if you want to get H-1B visa, that's where the all talent is. You have to pay 100K. You have to pay 100K. Your employer, your company needs to pay 100K in order to bring you in the country for that visa. So that's why, yeah, so that's the tech sector. Majority of, I've seen the chart. I believe Amazon has 9.3K people working for Amazon on H-1B visa. Of course, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Apple is probably in comparison to Amazon is 3.9K, but yeah, it's insane, it's crazy, and I believe those who already have it within the country, they're not going to get affected. And it's not going to affect their renewals. That's for new applicants, and that's going to apply for 1 year until September 2026. So yeah, that's some news and updates in the tech sector. Just paying 100K in visa fee. Just it's just insane. Personally, for me, I like wow. I always look at it from the perspective of myself being an immigrant. I was like, what if I would be in that position that for my visa I need to pay 100K? Like, you also have to pay tax, right? Like when you make money in that country, you have to pay tax, and that's an additional 100K. I'm like, Wow. Okay. So yeah, let's look across the board, across the market where we are at. On Friday, we had some conversations about Meta on Friday. That's I was saying, like, if we do break that level, if we do break 779, and confirm that we are breaking that level, because we had several touch points for Meta on that, we're gonna go lower. We're gonna go lower, and that's what happened to Meta. We did go lower. It's actually around this another major level. You can put it up here. Yep, exactly here. 769, 770. So Meta needs to push now from another side, right? We broke 779. Now, in order for us to keep on climbing higher, we do need to break it from another side. We need to break 779 in order for us to continue climbing higher on Meta. Meta's all-time high is 796. So keep that in mind, that we are not that far from it. But again, for the uptrend, for the uptrade, watch out for this 779. It is still a major level. There is still ADR around that area. So 779, we break and confirm. I always say, important, please wait for confirmation. Please. If we touch 779, that's not confirmation. We need to have a confirmation that we are actually pushing above that level and we actually broke that level. So wait for confirmation, wait for candle to close above this area, right? 780. So wait for 780 to establish. And once we get into 780, that's it. You can potentially get into a long trade 780 to test 790, to test the Friday high. And after 790, you have the all-time high, which is 796. And after 796, we're not that far from 800s. It's yeah, can get that move. What we had on Meta this week, we had Meta releasing their glasses together with Ray-Ban. That kind of helped a little bit, but there were also some technical issues when they were doing it. So it was kind of, again, two sides of the coin. And Meta, you can see on the screen, there's a dividend coming up as well on Monday. So yeah, watch out, Meta, watch out this level, 779, 780. If we break, we go retest 790 and above. But for downtrend, there is a lot of room. You're down 769, 769, 65, and yeah, there is room to go to 750 after that for the downtrend. That's on Meta. Meta a little bit struggling to push. In order for Meta to push again, it needs to break 790. It's been having hard times trying to push above 790. So watch out, Meta, for that. Overall, the daily chart looks good to me. It just needs to retest that 790. Tesla. Again, we just saw it's 14% up on the week. Here we go. So last week we were 345, 347, and then last Thursday we started exploding and breaking. We broke above this channel, and yeah, that's what happens when you break above. Slowly on Friday, we had an inside candle, which is not bad. Like, we are a little bit, this is what I call cool off. We are a little bit cooling off in here. But again, also an overbought area. So let's see how it's going to go. In order for Tesla to keep pushing higher, we need to break 432. We need to get above 430, 432 in order for it to keep on running higher and higher and higher. For now, again, since it was an inside candle on Friday, that was kind of a rest day, and it's hard to say. So watch out when we open tomorrow. If we do push above 430, 432, that's your space to go to 450 to 500s. Why not? There is a room to go there. There is a room to go there. And yeah, the all-time high on Tesla is 488. So we are not that far. Yeah, we can definitely push 465 if anything, if we do break that 430, 432 on Tesla. So watch it for downtrend. We need to go below 416, potentially all down to 395 to feel that's this area, right? So 416 down to 400s and 395 for the downtrend. But yeah, crazy move. Keep on running, keep on running. Oh, we do have the earnings coming up soon as well, in October, kind of a little bit in less than a month. So that's another point. What else we have? We have AMD. Friday again, I was sharing that I am in a long position in on AMD. I'm just looking to get back to that area 162 from where we had that crazy drop. So yeah, it kind of struggling right now. We are in that area of like literally 50-50. Bulls and bears are on the game. So for move coming in, for short move, coming in 155. If we break 155.90, we can go and retest this low, which was at 149. And if we do break that area, we do break 149, there is a lot of room to go lower. So this level 149, that's wrong. That's wrong line. So 149. Watch out for 149. 149, and yeah, if we do break 149 for the downtrend, there is a lot of room to go lower to 133 to yeah, that was since May. So that's going to be your main level for AMD for short. And for uptrend, watch out to test 159 if we want to continue going higher. Coin had an amazing move, crazy move on coin this week. Finally, it is pushing. It still has this gap. After the earnings that I'm personally looking to get filled to 365, minimum to 365. Right. We'll see after that once we fill the gap, if we can push higher. But I am looking for this 365 going the new week. So we are at 342 right now. I am still expecting this 365 on the coin. And if we push above 365, that's your 380 area, and all-time high on coin is 444. But again, also looking at crypto across the board, looking at Bitcoin as well. If Bitcoin keeps on pushing more and more, coin is going to keep on pushing as well. So I am pretty bullish overall on coin. And again, I am looking for this gap fill. I am looking for this 365. So that's going into new week. If not, then not. But I am still positive. I'm looking for 365. We also had Google looking pretty good. All-time high, of course, 256.70. Touched to 56.70. We still have this space as well. But it is looking pretty good. Google is looking good for continuing going higher and pushing higher. So watch out, Google, in the upcoming week, if we can push to 60 to 65. But because again, it's overall looking good. But it's going to depend on the market, on other tech stocks as well, if we can push. But it is sort of getting ready to potentially even push a little bit higher. If it's not going to push higher, your for down, watch out 250s overall, that they get out of this area of 250. So after 250, we are gonna go again to our Wednesday spike, dump lower with interest rate cuts, 246, and we have this space to 240, 244 for the downtrend to potentially see where the market is gonna go. But we also have Uber. Uber is struggling to push above 100. If it pushes above 100, this one is set to go higher. So watch out and see if we break 100, this thing can explode even more and more and more and more, because we've been in this area for such a long time. So if we do, get ready for takeoff. Fasten your seatbelt and get ready for takeoff. What else across the board? That's probably it. I haven't actually looked at Amazon for quite some time, but overall the idea is the same. We're not that far from all-time highs. Nvidia kind of was not really doing anything on Friday. So for Nvidia, again, needs to go above 178. We've been in this zone for quite some time. All-time highs is 184. And yeah, watch out for this level for 177, 178. If we do break that and confirm, we have the space to go higher and retest all-time high and to potentially build new highs. But we do need to push above 180 for Nvidia. I know this week, if we talk about Nvidia, what was the, oh no. Intel pushed new all-time high, insanely crazy, when it's been in this area for such a long time. Like it's been around $24 for a very long time. Why we had that crazy push? It's just because Nvidia said that they are working with Intel on some chips, if I'm not mistaken, on exactly what they're working on, but they are working together. That's what caused it huge, but yeah, $5 billion bet on Intel. So that's where it kind of came from. The biggest move ever on Intel, from $24 to 33. It's just crazy move. Effect of Nvidia coming in. And apparently they've been doing something behind the scenes for a long time. So here you go. Crazy, just crazy. Sometimes you tend to forget about some of those companies, as we do have the new ones coming in and being hot in the market. But here you go. The biggest move in what, 35 years. Crazy. But that's an overall energy across the board, overall the market. I'm gonna check in the chat some of your messages, and do you use the overbought indicator on stocks? Sometimes, not often, because for stocks, I am majority of the time it's a swing trade for me. So I would look at it, but it's more relevant for day trading. That's how I find it. It's more relevant to day trade. If I want to swing trade, it doesn't really matter for me. I need to get a good entry. That's what matters. But again, if you do day trade stocks as well, then it's a good indicator. But I find for stocks, like let's say Tesla, who cares? If it goes, it goes. It doesn't care about the overbought. It doesn't care about the oversold. But again, depending how big of a move you want to get. If it's just a day trade, you're in and out. Probably it is good idea to check out, especially on a lower time frames. Let's say you trade on a 5 minutes. So that would be good to check out. Let's say what it got here, overbought on Friday. It cooled off a little bit, but this is not significant. This is nothing, right? But Friday overall was pretty slow. Same idea here. Okay, we got into overbought and what? Yeah, a little bit cooled off, and like it's not that crazy. So I don't really use it on stocks. There's no point in it sometimes. You just need to look at the overall trend. You need to look across the board. You need to look at news. And again, because I'm looking more on a trend, more on a potential swing trade to maximize the opportunities. Yeah, I am looking mostly when I trade stocks, I mostly look at levels, the key levels. Approaching a certain level, that's when I make the decision to enter, to exit levels, support resistance levels. Not at overbought and oversold. I am looking at levels, studying the levels, going back on the history, data, how are we performing, how did we perform in the past based on that specific level on that area, right? So that's what I find for stocks, levels, and trading from level to level, from support to resistance. That just works best for me. Question. How do you define support levels through price action structure analysis and define daily targets through ADR level indicators? Thank you, Alberta. I think I got lost a little bit in the question. There are so many things happening in this question. Let me read through it one more time. Daily targets. Well, I like using ADR overall. ADR looks pretty good for the moves, understanding that range. Like even if we look at Tesla, since we have it open, literally spiked to ADR. So I like looking at the ADR for entries and exits. And as your question was about the targets, ADR sometimes are the targets to get out. ADR sometimes are the targets to get in as well. Look at Meta. Look at Meta on Friday. So we literally had some action happening. First, it was a key level. Then we also had an ADR win right here. So you could see, okay, if I'm going to break below that level and it's also below ADR, that's definitely a double sign for me that we are shorting, we are going lower. And if it bounces off, it bounced to what? It bounced right to ADR. It bounced right off to ADR and a little bit of a rejection here as well on that level. Let's look at something else. Let's look at other stocks. Coin. Here we go. Again, it pushed up to ADR on Friday and sold off, right? So sometimes we just run through them and we don't care because there's a momentum. There is a momentum going and going and going and going. And sometimes looking at the level is psychological level, right? It's 350 as well. That's a psychological level. Also, you can see some action here happening around ADR, around here happening around ADR. So I do use ADR quite a lot for potential entries and exits. Just, just looking and confirming where we are at with that as well. Hope that answered the question. Are you going to keep trading or will you take a break if you're pregnant? No idea. Or life will show. I'm living in the present time. I'm not foreseeing the future, how it's going to be. Who knows? Yes, no, I don't know. It's hard to say how to predict, right? Just go with the flow. If I will decide to trade, I will trade. If not, then not. No idea. I am myself a person who I cannot just chill and do nothing. I can do nothing maximum for a few days, and then I need to do something. So I don't know. Maybe I will just stop day trading. Even before that, I will just find it like, okay, I will just better focus on investments instead of day trading. Who knows? I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen in life. Nobody knows where life is going to take its turns. So who knows? Do you need 25K to trade stocks? You mean all of the requirements? I know some brokers that do have the requirements. I don't think you need 25K. Again, depends on the country, depends where you're at, depends on your broker. It's all going to be different, and you don't need 25K from my experience. But again, depends on where you're at, where you're located, and so on. I have some another accounts that originally were lower than 25K, and just growing it and growing and growing it. All right, so let's look at what do we have for news. News going into new week. Let me check out. Maybe I will change the screens. I will stop sharing this one, and maybe we can look what do we have coming. That's also part of our prep, is to understand what do we have coming. If we have any major events, something to keep in mind, right? So the time, I will just make sure that this is Eastern time zone. Okay, it is. So we have some Fed talks coming into Monday. The colors are the impact. So the orange impact, kind of the bigger one. We have a lot of Fed talks actually coming into Monday. On Tuesday, we have some data coming in the morning. PMI data, 9:45, 6:45 Pacific time, and we have Powell actually talking on Tuesday as well. Wow, I didn't know he's going to talk, so that's a good way of preparing, right? So on Tuesday, watch out for Powell's talk. What he's going to say, probably he's going to talk about his rate cuts and about the economy and so on, that we are expecting more rate cuts potentially by the end of the year. So yeah, watch out on Tuesday what he's going to talk about. 12:35 Eastern, which is 9:35 Pacific time zone, because I'm located in the Pacific. I don't know if anybody else located in the Pacific who is watching this live, let me know. Is there anybody else who is in the Pacific time zone? It would be fun to know. On Wednesday, new home sales coming up at 10 a.m., 7 a.m. Pacific, Fed like after market closure. And what's happening with my screen? And then on Thursday, pre-market, we have some data coming in too. And on Friday as well. Yeah, and Friday as well. Pre-market as well. So Friday is also field pre-market. This one is all pre-market. This one once market opens. Yeah, there are a lot of actually things happening in the upcoming week. So watch out. We can look as far as market open, futures market open, and Monday session, right? Who knows what's it going to say? Who knows what Powell is going to say on Tuesday, and in what direction we're going to go? We never know. So something to keep in mind. Remember about the news, remember about the events, because if you are in a trade and that starts happening, nobody cares. Remember about your stop losses. Remember about your profit targets as well. Just in case if you need to step away, you cannot look at the market. Remember to set all of the orders in the system. But also remember that, for example, I don't trade ES in the first 30 minutes market open, right? So my trading starts only at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's my strategy. That's what I do. And that's been working great for me. So I know every time if there is this news kind of sort of coming up, Michigan home consumer expectations, and there are home sales. This one I know always my strategy is going to get affected by this. I know it. I tested in the past. I've done it live, because I was like, this is orange. This is like not that significant of an impact, right? But remember the home sales, because they come out at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. That's exactly when I start executing my strategy. I need to wait. I need to wait at least 5 minutes to get the direction for news to come in, because if I trade right away, I am getting caught in those news and my strategy is getting messed up and my trading is getting messed up on the day. So I already know that, okay, it's good to know that we have news at this time. I need to wait. I don't enter until the news passed, news established, market got it, observed it, and now I can go ahead and I can enter the position. So it's good to remember. It's good to remember, especially about all of those high impact news, right? Of course, if you do swing trading, if you do trend line trading, you're focusing on the trend overall, maybe you're not going to get affected that much. But if you are doing day trading, like let's say in 10 minutes, I want to be in and out and just call it a day and be done. That's it. I don't want to spend a lot of time trading futures. Usually my maximum is 1 hour. After 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I am already getting exhausted and it's done. That's it. The trade happens, and if there is a trade, it happens right away and you secure the profit right away, and then you maximize it if anything. And yeah, it's just important to remember, do not get caught if it is day trading, if you especially trade in the lower time frames. Do not get caught up in the news and events and data reports that are coming in, right? So keep that in mind. And if you are part of the free Discord community, I am usually posting all of those screenshots under events and news, so you guys can always come back and double check if there is anything happening or about to come out on this day, right? It takes a second, it takes a minute to check, but it's going to save you sometimes lots of money and stress if you remember about all of those key major events, especially what we just saw, the big red ones that we need to pay attention and look at. Okay, so I'm going to stop screen sharing, and that's technically our plan going into the new week. Going into, is it last week? Technically last week of September. We will have Monday and Tuesday next week as wrap-ups of the month of September. But overall, we are again, I've seen the question, like, what do I think about the rest of the year? I don't know. Like, I just trade with what's given to us, with the interest rate cuts, with some stuff, like, because they are saying that they want to cut rates by the end of the year, more, excuse me, not next year, by the end of this year, when we are already end of September. So we don't really have a lot of room. It's October, November, December, like 3 months. If they're gonna do it again, what kind of a reaction are we gonna get again? It's just not looking good for economics of the country, of cutting the rates and the numbers and so on. It does not look healthy. Like, literally, market is on steroids. But when we look deeper in what's happening in the economy of the country and with US dollar and so on, it doesn't look good. It does not look good. So I feel like we are in that, like, kind of like a balloon. We're slowly getting, like, we're blowing that balloons bigger and bigger and bigger. And this balloon is about to get exploded and popped sometime soon, in my opinion. I think the bear market is coming, and but yeah, maybe we're gonna keep on pushing until the end of the year, and then once we enter 2026, we are going to sell off. But I don't find the market being healthy and sustainable where we are at right now. So, and I'm looking, as I shared with you today, I am looking for a reversal. I'm looking for a cool off, at least cool off, at least some red days and downtrends going into this new week. Of course, I don't know what Powell is going to say. I cannot get in the head of this guy and just predict, right? But I don't think things are looking that great. as that may seem for some people, right? So yeah, I'm more slowly entering more of the bear market thoughts then continue pushing higher. And yeah, jobs are going away a lot faster than people realize. I see the comment. Yeah. So there's a lot of things to consider, right? With the dropping interest rates, people are gonna start borrowing more money, and the dollar is weakening even more. And it's a lot. It's a lot of things behind the scenes. People may get excited, like, "Oh my God, interest rates are getting cut. That's amazing." It's not. It's not healthy. It's not healthy in many cases. So I feel like, as I said, we are slowly getting into the stage when we are about to explode and have this balloon getting popped and it just enters the red market. You know that in comparison to our previous bull run, it's even crazier. But I feel like right now, considering what's happening, considering all the news and data and what's happening on the back end, it's insane that we keep on going higher. This is like literally not sustainable if you look at the economics, if you look at different data. So yeah. Sahib asked, what's the job status in Canada? Like, you mean overall in comparison to US? It's not the best as well. I know people who got laid off like several months ago. I know people who got laid off from big tech companies springtime, beginning of summer, and they still cannot find anything. They cannot find anything. It's been several months. People cannot find a job. Sahib said, I heard a lot of scary things about Canada. Also, yeah, you mean overall. Yeah. It is a struggle. It is a struggle for many people to secure a good paid job, you know? I mean, jobs are always going to be here. You can go and work in a restaurant. You can go and work in different places. But if we're looking at securing a good job, considering how expensive Canada has been, Vancouver especially, you need a good paying job to survive living in Vancouver. And Chris, that's why we need you to help us get rich in the next few months, please. Well, that's your responsibility as well. So focusing on the trading, focusing on not letting your emotions take control over your trading, right? Spending some time preparing, analyzing where we are at. That's a huge thing and important to remember too. I can give you the strategy, I can give you the strategy, I can give you my strategy, and you can trade it, but it doesn't mean that it's going to work for you, first of all. And second of all, emotions, even if I have my strategies that is working great, sometimes you have emotions kicking in, frustrations are kicking in. We are all humans. We cannot avoid those emotions. Like, I'm sorry, that's the reality. Even if you trade 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, there's still that human aspects of emotions that is important to remember. But thank you all. Thank you all for watching and being here and joining and asking your questions as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Feel free to join the Discord community as well. It is free to join. I am there. Everybody is there, supporting each other, helping each other. And the key point is that by sharing your experience, your journey with other people, you help not just yourself, you help them too. So you feel better, they feel better, and helps you to understand that you're not alone on that journey. I just shared the link invite For those who are not part of the Discord, again, it is free to come, it's free to join. You are welcome to be there. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I don't know what time of the day it is for you. I know for some of you who are in Europe, it's already evening time. So enjoy your night, enjoy your dinner time. For those for whom it's just who are like me in the Pacific time zone, enjoy the rest of the day, the whole Sunday. And yeah, have an amazing coming trading week. Don't forget to do your analysis. Don't forget to do your prep work and follow your plan, follow your strategy. And that's it. And remove the emotional aspects of it. Thank you all. And I hope to see you soon. Have a good one.